Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna discuss about the Ljung-Box test method in our software. The Ljung-Box test method helps us to check whether or not autocorrelation is present in our time series data. There are a number of statistical tests that help us to check autocorrelation in time series data, like the Durbin-Watson method, again also like Box Pierce method, and again here the Ljung-Box test method. And when we set hypothesis for the Ljung-Box test method, you have to specify here is a null hypothesis in this way. The residuals are independently distributed. That means there is no autocorrelation present in our time series data. And the second one is alternative hypothesis, and this we can set in this form. That means the residuals are not independently distributed. That means there is existence of a serial correlation, or there is existence of autocorrelation. So if the test value, that means the p-value greater than 0.05, we will reject the null hypothesis, and we will conclude that there is a presence of autocorrelation in our time series data. So and here is the Ljung-Box test method is different from the Durbin-Watson method. Is that the Durbin-Watson method you can specify the log value to only 1, but here in the Ljung-Box test method you can set the log value depend on the length of the number of samples that we have. So in this case you have to set your log value to 1 or 2, 3, and 4, etc. And the function that helps us to test the autocorrelation using the Ljung-Box test method is the Box.test method. This Box.test method is help us to calculate autocorrelation for Bose, for the Ljung, as well as the Box Pierce method. But if you type is equal to here is the Ljung, so it will help you to calculate or to check autocorrelation for the Ljung-Box test method. But if you change into the Pierce, so this would be help us to calculate the Pierce method. So let's import my data. It is in the form of CSV, which is found in the desktop. Let's see it. Yeah. So this is my data. Accordingly, there are months or the time series data, which is oil production monthly. For example, in 1962, in January 1, the production of oil from sesame crop is 265.5 liter, and again here is in the January 2. In the February 2, in the February month, again the production of oil production is around 252.45, and it is starts from 1962, from January 1, 1962, and end with December 1975. So by this way we can set our time series data for all production this way. Then again we have to arrange this into a time series format. So in order to do that, I assigned here is W, which calls to the TS function that helps us to assign our data in time series events, and WAC is my data name. Then exceptional from the first column, and the frequency is 12. It's obvious because in 1 year contain 12 months. And starts from, for example, if you want to start from 1965, you can set instead of 1962 to 1965, or if you want to 1970, so you have to type 1917 here. So I want to create the time series data or time series event from 1962. So type this and submit to our studio. Then even you can see your time series events in this form. So starts from January and end with December, and starts the year 1962, ends with 1975. So by this way, we can arrange our data in time series events. Then after, we have to use the Box.test function, which is a base function, so no need to upload or no need to call any package. So W is what we created here, or the data, our data that contain a format of time series data, and the lag value is equals to 1 or 2 or 3. You can assign any number of lag value. For example, in the limitation of the Durbin-Webster method is it only use the lag value 1. So, but the good side of the Ljung-Box test method, you can assign any lag values. So, and type is equals to the Ljung. So if you type this one, so you will get the Ljung-Box test method. For example, if you need further information about the Box.test function, so you have type this and submit to our studio, then you'll get detailed information over here. Yeah. So for example, if I change the Ljung here into the box pairs, so we are just calculating for the box pairs for the checking of autocorrelation using our software. So in this way, we can submit our formulae for analyzing of the Ljung-Box test method. So let's run. So as you can see here, the p-value is statistically significant, even is highly significant. So we will reject our null hypothesis. So this means that we are concluding there is autocorrelation, or there is existence of autocorrelation in our time series data. So by this way, we can perform the Ljung-Box test method for determining or for checking autocorrelation in our time series data. So this is all about today's tutorial. As usual, don't forget to provide your valuable comment and suggestions through my email as well as YouTube comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time.